Hi everybody, it's Mark Shellshear. This is the Mark Art Show coming to you from Galleria de las Islas in Metro Manila, Philippines. It's Friday and yes, I'm standing in front of my paintings because I want to talk about them today. We talked about strategies yesterday and there's a few questions came in the strategies that I want to address. One's a folk myth that goes around the internet all the time, and the other one is about a question about, well, Mark, you said put puppy dogs portraits onto dog pages and cats onto cat pages. What about abstracts? That's a good question. Well, you know, what I would think about doing is finding sites that deal with decor, deal with interior decoration, deal with things that an abstract painting would fit in and be able to work with. So it's a matter of, you can get those virtual sites now where you can put your painting in a room. I would do things like that and begin to work that way and put them into those sites, if they allow you to go in, of course, and try and build that way into it. Also, I do believe that abstracts really need to have a great story with them. And that's really the reason I put these two paintings here, because I want to talk about these two paintings with you and the reasons I called them. This one I called Girl Dreaming. Now, I never intended it to be that. I was playing with shapes and figures and everything, and I was sitting outside after I'd three-quarters painted the painting and thinking about it, you know, what am I going to do with it? And then I noticed that I had these two shapes here, which kind of made me see like the backside of a woman. So I decided, okay, that works. So, and I had this shape over here, which looked like a head. So I made it a head, and I then put this here to get a shoulder. And also, all of a sudden, I have someone sleeping. And so then all of this became the dreams up here. So she's sleeping, and these are her dreams. Woman dreaming. Easy as that. And then I write a story about the woman dream. And this one here, the title for this one has nothing to do with the painting. The title for this one is called Three Sisters. Now, I was painting this painting, as I said on my page the other day, and these three women came to visit me and were talking to me, and this was in my studio back in Australia years and years ago. And, you know, I even forget what we talked about. But the fact was, when they left, I was taken by these three women and the interaction that had gone on. And so as I painted this, I was thinking about them, and so in the end, I called it Three Sisters. And that's how I got it. And because everybody looks at it and says, Three sisters, how do you get that? Then I tell the story, and it becomes interesting, and it gets attention, and people then go, oh, okay, well, all right, I don't see that, but you see what I'm saying, guys? It's like building stories. I think abstract artists should use once upon a time a lot in their abstract paintings and come up with stories. I think one of the best advice I ever got, I read this book, I can't even remember the name of the writer now, and he was a screenwriter in Hollywood, and he was doing this story about Alaska, and he had to get all the original names and places, and this was really burdening him down trying to work out that, so he had it perfectly accurate, the whole story. And he went to the producers and he was telling them about it and all the problems they were having, and the producer looked at him and said, don't worry about that, just make it up. And that's what I say. Look at your paintings, make it up. Make up a story that goes with the painting, that looks like fun, that gets people's attention, that intrigues people, and build something around it. And before you know it, you've got somebody taken by what you're saying. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is there's a lot floating around the Facebook right now, especially artists saying that there's an algorithm that stops their paintings being shown and stops their art being shown and all this kind of thing. Now let's think about this. Now I'm no expert on Facebook, but I'm a big fan of Facebook. Facebook has been very, very good to me, and I have done very well with Facebook. In the beginning, they used to lock me out all the time because I posted so much, but then once they caught up with what I was doing and I wasn't being a terrorist, they then let me go, and I now post, as you see if you get my posts, multiple times. Friends, you and I are looking for comments and for shares. Facebook is looking for likes. Likes is what drives Facebook. Now, if you want to do an experiment on your page, and you'll see that you control your page, not Facebook, for the next 4 days, I encourage you to do something. Today, Go and find every page on Facebook you can that speaks about pineapples and click it. Like. Spend hours and just do it. And watch what happens to your Facebook feed. And then tomorrow, go and click every page you can find on motor cars. And watch what happens to your news feed. And then the next day, go and click on clouds. Everything you can find on clouds, click like. And watch what happens to your feed. And the fourth day, go and click something totally different, football, and watch what happens to your feed. You see, it's the likes that drive the feed. Now, people that paint this picture of Facebook that there's some kind of horrible monster that's going to take over the world and put us all into slavery and dominate the world. Facebook's a business and they sell stuff, and that's all it is. They're a business that sells stuff, and if they stop selling stuff, they go out of business. So what they do is they watch what you like and they just feed that. They just send stuff that's similar, like it, close to it, into your feed. So if somebody likes your paintings and they're not clicking on them, they'll stop seeing your paintings. So what you want people to do, the ones who you know, is get them to click like on your paintings, and your paintings will turn up in their feed regularly. That's the key. Now, the other things that artists don't do is they don't regularly post. I think you should be posting at least once a day, probably 3 times a day. If you do that, you're going to get the right amount of clicks to keep it flowing into people's newsfeed. It's all about newsfeed. Facebook wants you to stay on Facebook for as many hours as they can possibly get you. So all they want to do is truly please you. Now, if the algorithm picks up that you clicked on a certain site 3 or 4 times, all of a sudden your feed just gets full of that site. That's because it's trying to please, because Facebook wants to sell you stuff. And as long as you stay there, they can keep running ads through your timeline, and hopefully you're going to click on one and buy something. And that's the whole, the whole mystery behind it is, first of all, they're a business, and second of all, they want to sell stuff to you. So what I think you need to do, and this is what I do, is post into as many artist pages as you possibly can, group pages, and make your paintings not only great paintings, but make them interesting to read about. That's why a story becomes interesting. Because you look at most art group pages, guys, and you go through them. Now, I go through all the ones that I'm in. I have to go and look and see what people are saying and talking about. I go see, work in progress. Okay, nice. Nothing more. And then I see the next one, sunset over Manila Bay, 18 by 14, acrylic on paper, price, PM me. Next minute, next one comes. Nothing that really makes me want to stop and think, if this one behind me comes up and it's called Three Sisters, I'm going to go, what? What's this all about? You see what I'm getting? We're trying to get attention in the middle of a room of people screaming out for attention. So you've got to be different. If everybody's got a blue shirt on, put a red one on. Stand out. And that's what happens. And when people click on that, then they will get your feed coming into them from your normal page. It's just that. This is not rocket science. This is Facebook trying to sell stuff. I went a little while ago because I had to buy an airline ticket, and I got an airline ticket, and then for the next week I had airline things floating through my Facebook page. It's just, that's what happens. They're a business and they're just trying to sell stuff. They're not trying to put you out of business. You are what they want. You're the customer that they're trying to sell stuff to. So they don't want to lose you, just like you and I don't want to lose customers. So friends, keep posting, post more if you can, make your posts interesting, have something great to say. Don't rely on your paintings selling themselves, because people look at that and say, what the hell? Or look at this and say, woman sleeping where? You see what I mean? Tell a story, let people see it, they'll understand it, they'll love it, and hopefully they'll buy it. And that's what we really want. Okay, I hope that helps. This Facebook thing, don't get caught up in it. It's rubbish. Just do what you do. If you've got a like page, I'll give you this If you've got a like page, everybody on your like page, PM them, ask them to turn on notifications, click notifications, and every time you post on your like page, they'll be notified in their feed. Okay? Simple things. So there's no conspiracy. I just think it's just business, and we've got to understand that. Okay guys, get out there, sell your paintings, tell stories, be excited, stand out in the crowd. If they've all got blue shirts on, put a red one on. Okay? It's like that, getting attention. We got to get attention. Have a great day. Remember to reach out and touch people. People are hurting. People are out there. You know, hugs and smiles are free. Give them away generously. I look forward to the day when I come and visit you, hopefully not too far away. And you guys have a great day, and I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. If you've got any other questions, let me know. Okay? Ciao.